Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to Geeky Stuff. And yeah, Pixel season is almost upon us. So last week we did cover some iPhone 14 rumors, and for this one we're going to go over the Pixel 7 Pro. Now the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro are on the way, of course. They will succeed the 6 and the 6 Pro from last year, and they will be the second and third phones to launch this year from Google. Of course, we saw the Pixel 6a launch quite a bit earlier, back in July. And yeah, so we can expect some upgrades with the new Pixel devices. And yeah, so we just want to talk about some rumors and leaks and speculations about the Pixel 7 Pro. Now, do take note that nothing is official until Google says so in their actual event and unveiling for the new phones. So yeah, it will be fun to speculate a bit and talk about what we could see with the Pixel 7 Pro. With that out of the way, let's move on with the video. Alright, so first off, let's talk about the build and design on the 7 Pro. We did see Google unveil the new Pixel design language with the Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro, which has a more premium finish, so to say. Of course, we saw the hands-on video with Unbox Therapy, which gives us a closer look at what the 7 and the 7 Pro could look like. It will retain the glass build with possibly the Gorilla Glass front and back. And of course, we have the camera bar, which integrates into the metal frame. Although this time around, there will be some differences with the camera bar, since Google has apparently decided to shift to giving us a camera bar with more metal coverage, unlike what we saw on the Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro, which just had glass all around the camera window. But this time around, we will get more metal material on the camera area on the rear panel of the 7 Pro. And of course, we do have the rectangular design of the phone, which should feel familiar to people who use the 6 Pro. Now, as for the display, it could remain at 6.7 inches, same as the Pixel 6 Pro, which of course was bigger than the regular 6, which was only at 6.4 inches, or it could possibly go up to 6.8 inches if speculations are to be believed. Now, of course, we still get a 120Hz refresh rate on the display, which is strongly believed to be an AMOLED panel from Samsung. Right, so moving on, inside the Pixel 7 Pro, we are going to get the second generation Google Tensor chipset. Now, of course, we all know the story of the Google Tensor if you're familiar with the Pixel devices. And this was the new chipset that was introduced with the Pixel 6 series. And Google has decided to move away from using third-party chips like Snapdragon SoCs in its smartphones. And it seems that Google will be working with Samsung again for the Google Tensor 2. It will be manufactured with a 4nm process, although there have been some questions regarding how much of an upgrade will it be. So according to some information online, this might just be a marginal upgrade, so it is speculated that we might not see some very huge improvements with regards to overall performance with the Tensor 2. Of course, there's bound to be some differences in performance, but I guess people are cautious to think about how large this gap in performance will be compared to the first generation Tensor chipset. In terms of battery, there's not much information about the battery size of the Pixel 7 Pro on the internet, but it wouldn't be surprising if Google were to use the same capacity as on the 6 Pro, which was 5000 mAh. So we might see a 5000 mAh unit inside the 7 Pro as well, which should be pretty standard, as we are seeing a lot more mid-range and flagship phones incorporate 5000 mAh units along with the rest of their hardware. Now, as for cameras, we do know that the Pixel phones always provide great camera performance, and Google has given us more impressive camera hardware with the last generation of Pixel devices as opposed to the Pixel 5, Pixel 4, so we are getting more megapixels this time around. Although for the 7 Pro, it is highly speculated that we might see a lot of the same hardware from last year. So it will come with a triple rear camera as well, like the 6 Pro, and the 7 Pro will likely use the same main camera sensor, which is a Samsung GN1, and the same ultra-wide sensor, which is a Sony IMX3A1. It might get a slightly upgraded telephoto lens though, with a switch to Samsung's GM1 sensor from the previous Sony IMX586. On the other hand, for the selfie camera, both the 7 and the 7 Pro are expected to use the 11 megapixel 3J1 sensor from Samsung. In any case though, Google has proven that they can take last year's camera hardware and do some magic with their computational photography and optimize camera software to give us great photo quality. Now, with regards to pricing and availability, John Prosser said in a leak that Google might possibly announce the Pixel 7 and the 7 Pro on the 6th of October this year, with a launch on October 13th. It is highly expected that they will launch alongside the new Pixel Watch, which of course is something to look forward to. Now, there's not much in the way of pricing yet as far as leaks or speculations go, but it is thought that the 7 Pro might come with a similar price to the Pixel 6 Pro, which is around 849 British pounds if you are here in the UK. Alright, so that about does it for this video. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that these leaks and speculations are accurate, or do you think that we'll see something different once Google announces the new Pixels in October or possibly even November? In any case though, the Pixel 7 Pro should be exciting, especially if you're a fan of Google's smartphone device series. And yeah, I personally am looking forward to seeing the 7 and the 7 Pro and what they have to offer in terms of hardware upgrades and performance upgrades. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.